Hello and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. We survived the Battle of Redcliffe and we're now in the aftermath, kind of checking in with the people, how they're doing after the attack. And we also picked up a bunch of side quests, but most importantly we will have to find out what the source of this all evil is and eventually go to the castle of Redcliffe. But now let's go first into the Chantry and check out how the people are doing here.
You saved us. I can't believe we're alive. And it's finally over.
What are you going to do now?
With Mother and Father both gone, I suppose they'll send us to an orphanage. Maybe separated. At least we're both alive. I won't forget what you did, though. Neither of us will.
It's kind of sad.
You.
Why do you have to go to an orphanage?
With Mother and Father dead, we don't have any money. I think we have relatives in Denerim, but we've no way to get there. We'll be fine. I promised Mother I'd see to Bevan's safety, and I will.
Perhaps I could help you get to Denerim?
Oh, your path is probably much too dangerous for us. There are wagons going there, but it would be expensive.
Would 50 silver help?
That won't be enough, but it will help a great deal. Thank you very much for your kindness. We should leave now, I suppose. There's a wagon taking us north, and I don't want to miss it. Farewell.
I mean, we don't have that much money, I think. Well, actually, I don't know how much money we have, but... It was the gesture that counted, right?
These are terrible times. Just terrible. There are many gone who we must honor.
Okay.
But we must also remember those who aided us in our darkest hour.
Good day.
Okay, not much else here, it seems. Have a look at the map. So it would continue up there, Bantegan. Talk to him. I think there's anything else to do really right now. Maybe I'm wrong, but let's check if the dwarf is back in his house. Oh, there is something else to do. One of the side quests. We have to talk to the guy who lives beneath the mill.
Phew, some fight. Reminds me why I left Orzammar in the first place.
What's that?
Constant fighting. A warrior's life there is blood, ash, and dust. Though I'm not sure who's dirtier. These creatures are darkspawn.
What do you intend to do now?
Rebuild. Same thing I intended to do before. Except this time, there's more humans left alive to help. First thing I'm gonna do is get some sleep. For about a week. Go
Makes sense.
celebrate or whatever it is you're gonna do. You won, right? You're a hero. Or something.
Okay. Have a good nap. Fair enough. Okay, now, there was this guy, I think, I'm not sure if he was a deserter necessarily, but that was part of the Blackstone liaison quests, or one of them. And you had to find people, I think, who said they were willing to be conscribed to the cause, but then didn't show up, something like that. There, yeah.
Yes? What can I do for you?
I have a letter for you from the Blackstone Irregulars.
I knew this time would come. I should have listened to my wife. Don't sign that paper, she said. They might pay you a few sovereigns now, but they'll be back. Blast. I'll see you on the front lines, I suppose.
Okay. That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. Now, something I needed to check is the codex. We haven't really kept up with that much right now. Corpse. To anyone who doubts the wickedness of blood magic, I say, with your own hands, strike down the corpses of your own brothers who have fallen in battle to Maleficar. Then we may discuss morality. Knight Commander Benedictus, in a letter to the Divine. The Walking Dead are not as the superstitious are wont to believe. The living come back for revenge. They are rather corpses possessed by demons. The shambling corpse, controlled by a demon of sloth, causes its enemies to become weak and fatigued. Corpses possessed by rage demons go berserk and simply wade into their opponents mindlessly. Devouring corpses are held by hunger demons and feed upon the living. The more powerful demons rarely deign to possess a dead host. So I guess it's maybe based on that, a demon of rage? Maybe? Magic and religion. Demonic possession. Why do demons seek to possess the living? History claims they are malevolent spirits, the first children of the Maker, angry at their creator for turning from them and jealous of those creation he considered superior. They stare across the veil at the living and do not understand what they see, yet they know they crave it. They desire life. They pull the living across the veil when they sleep and prey on the psyche with nightmares. Whenever they can, they cross the veil into our world to possess it outright. We know that any demon will seek to possess a mage, and upon doing so will create an abomination. Most of the world does not know, however, that the strength of an abomination depends entirely on the power of the demon that possesses the mage. This is true, in fact, of all possessed creatures. One demon is not the same as any other. Demons can, for instance, be classified. Enchanter Brahm's categorization of demons into the portion of the psyche they primarily prey upon has held since the Tower Age. According to Brahm, the weakest and most common of demons are those of rage. They are the least intelligent and most prone to violent outbursts against anything living. They expend their energies quickly, the most powerful of them exhibiting great strength and occasionally the ability to generate fire. Next are the demons of hunger. In a living host they become cannibals and vampires, and within the dead they feed upon the living. Theirs are the powers of draining, both of life force and of mana. Next are the demons of sloth, the first of Brahm's scale that are capable of true intelligence. It is in its true form, this demon is known as a shade, a thing which is nearly indistinct and invisible, for such is sloth's nature. It hides and stalks unaware, and when confronted it sows fatigue and apathy. The demons elf desire are amongst the most powerful and are the ones most likely to seek out the living and actively trick them into a deal. These demons will exploit anything that can be coveted, wealth, power, lust, and they will always end up getting far more than they give. Desire demon province is that of illusion and mind control. Strongest of all demons are those of pride. These are the most feared creatures to lose upon the world. Masters of magic and in possession of vast intellect, they are the true schemers. It is they who seek most strongly to possess mages and will bring other demons across the veil in numbers to achieve their own ends, although what that might be has never been discovered. A greater pride demon brought across the veil would threaten the entire world. Lake Kalanhat. The waters of Lake Kalanhat are steeped in legends. The Avar people say that it was once the site of Belenas, the mountain which stood at the center of the world, from which Korth, the Mountain Father, surveyed the earth and sky, but it was destroyed in the battle between Korth and the serpent Nathramar, leaving only a vast crater behind. When the Lady of the Sky saw that Balanas was gone, she wept, and her tears filled the crater, making the lake. The Tevindras believed that the waters of Lake Kalnhat were blessed by Razikael, god of mysteries, and that those who drank from them were granted special insight. This was why they built the great tower on an island in the middle of the lake, hoping the powers of the lake would aid their magical research. But most of us know the legend of King Kalnhat, which gives the place its name. It is said that Kalnhat Terran spent a year and a day in the Tower of the Magi. Each day he drew a single cup full of water from the lake and carried it to the Formari at the top of the tower. By magic, each cup of water was forged into a single ring of the mail armor the circle gave to Kalnhat. In that armor, made from the lifeblood of the land itself, no blade could strike him, no arrow pierce him, so long as he stood on Ferelden soil. Redcliffe. King Kalnhat Terran once famously declared, "The fate of Redcliffe is the fate of Ferelden." Certainly, the castle is the first and last defense for the sole land route into Ferelden, and the country has never fallen to any force that did not first capture Redcliffe. The castle, which despite being 3 times captured, is popularly described as unassailable, also guards one of the largest and most prosperous towns in Ferelden. Redcliffe village is well situated near the mountain pass to Orzammar and the Orlesian border, and so serves as a center of foreign trade. For these reasons, Redcliffe is accounted an Arling despite the smallest of the domain. The inhabitants of Redcliffe village are primarily fishermen or merchants who ship dwarven goods through the pass from Olay to Denerim. When the entire village smells of smoked fish on certain late autumn mornings, the merchants in their finery do their utmost to pretend otherwise. Alistar. Isolde's suspicions were unfounded, however. Alistar was not Eamon's son, but King Marik's. Eamon sheltered the boy to hide his existence from Queen Rowan, Eamon's sister. Alessa Isolde. The Arling of Redcliffe was a source of constant trouble for Emperor Reville during the occupation. It was rumored that since each new report sent the Emperor into a fit of violent rage, his court had taken to poisoning messengers before they could deliver their accounts. Isolde's family was the 10th to be given the difficult task of governing Redcliffe, and since most of the previous Arls had either been murdered by their bands or beheaded by the Emperor, they did not approach the job with a great deal of enthusiasm. Isolde met Eamon, not realizing he was the rightful heir to her father's domain, and quickly became smitten with him for being part of the resistance. Never mind that it was her family he was resisting. Perhaps a bit too romantic for her own good, she insisted upon staying behind with Eamon when the rest of her family was driven out. Then we have books and songs. I guess this one. Ballad of Ainsley. The wind that stirs their shallow graves carries their song across the sands. Heed our words, hear our cry, the grey are sworn, in peace we lie. Heed our words, hear our cry, our names recalled, we cannot die. When darkness comes and swallows light, heed our words and we shall rise. From the Ballad of Ainsley, said to have been written after the Battle of Ainsley, which ended the 4th Blight for 20 Exalted. 520, not 420. Oh, there. The Legend of Kalnhat, Chapter 1. Prior to the crowning of King Kalnhat, Ferelden was little more than a collection of independent Arlings and Terniers that warred on each other constantly over petty matters. Kalnat was born in 510, exalted as the third son of high-ever merchant on hard times. He was eventually sent to a distant cousin, a poor young knight named Sir Forenan, who made Kalnat his squire and dog handler. As the tale goes, Sir Forenan and his squire became caught up in one of the wars of unity at the time. Al Mirdid was a strong but generally disliked man who was making a bid for kingship. Forenan's own lord, a young fool of an Al named Tailor, no older than Kalnat, was besieged by Mirdid's forces at his castle, today known as Westhill. When Mirdia called Tailor out to parley, the young Al asked for a volunteer from among the squires, someone who could masquerade as Tailor in the parley party. Kalnat kneeled before Tailor and asked for the honor. Much to Tailor's and Sir Farana's dismay, Kalnat immediately identified himself to Al Mirdin. When asked by the Owl why he was here, Kalnat explained that he had been asked to take the place of his lord. The Owl said that he had planned to kill Tailor. Was Kalnat willing to die in his lord's place as well? Kalnat impressed Mirdia and his allies by saying that he was. Mirdin offered Kalnat a place as his own squire, but Kalnat refused, stating that if Mirdin had planned on betraying the right of parley, he was no man of honor. Mirdin's allies laughed at that, and Mirdin himself conceded that Kalnat had a point. He allowed Kalnat to return to the castle safely and launch his final assault. During the assault, both Tailor and Forenan were killed, but Kalnat found himself in one-on-one combat with Al Mirdin. In the front of all of Mirdin's allies, Kalnat defeated the Owl and commanded he call off his armies. The Owl asked Kalnat, who he professed to serve now, if both his knight and his lord were dead, to which Kalnat replied that he would do as his honor bade him to, for he had nothing else. "You're not a man known for your honor," Kalnat said, "but I believe you wish to be. You allowed me to live once, and so I do the same for you. Perhaps if more of our people lived by honor, we would learn to trust each other long enough to live together." And with that, Kalnat withdrew his sword. "I'm humbled by your words," Mirdin told Kalnat, dropping to one knee. To his allies, he shouted that he now knew he would never be king, but he knew who should be. With that, Mirdin pledged allegiance to Kalnat, who he named Tairn and ruler of Tailor's lands. From the legend of Kalnat by Brother Heron, Shanty Scribe. Interesting. Cautionary tale of for the adventurers. It was then that he realized he wasn't alone. The abandoned camp in front of him was unbelievably welcoming, like a mirage. The fire felt like a warm hand grabbing his heart. It reminded him of a previous life, so long ago, and when he was happy. Running on the sunflower fields with his boy, the sun on his face, laying next to the fireplace with his beautiful wife in his arms. He felt a sharp pain in his heart. His thoughts shifted to that fateful day when everything changed. Blood was everywhere. He held the body of his dead wife in his arms. Around him, the ashes of his burned house fell like snow. The stench was terrible. It smelled like darkspawn. He grabbed his axe, touched the icy cold hands of his boy, and left. He would kill them. He would kill them all. The pain in his heart was unbearable. He opened his eyes and saw the second most terrifying thing he would see in his life. A shadowy wraith leaning over him, leeching his life away. Around him the camp was gone, replaced by something familiar, almost peaceful. Bones, death, and despair. He wondered if all his life has been an illusion, if he'd ever had a family. For a brief moment he felt relief. You can't lose something you've never had. But being this close to death brought clarity. He knew it was real. Everything else was the illusion. You could see a smile on his torn face. He had been waiting for this moment for a long, long time. He lifted his weak arms, grasped the demon's face, and kissed it. It felt like kissing a cloud made of sand and dust. Suddenly all sorrow left him, and with it the last bit of life he had. Before his limp body hit the ground, it was all over. He was finally free. From Cautionary Tales for the Adventurers by Brother Ramos of Guillermo. Quest-related ones. Dear friend, you received this letter because you or someone else placed your name on an article of conscription and thereby pledging your life to the Black Sun Irregulars. With war looming on all fronts, and irregulars must build their numbers, we are forced to call upon those who have sworn their assistance to make good on those oaths. Say farewell to your family, friends and family. While you may return to them, you must prepare them for the possibility that this will be your last day together. Your sacrifice is appreciated. Tailor. Okay, we caught up with all the codex stuff, so let's head up to Bantegan. And let's talk to him.
Odd how quiet the castle looks from here. You would think there was nobody inside at all. But I shouldn't delay things further. I had a plan. To enter the castle after the village was secure. There is a secret passage here, in the mill, accessible only to my family.
Why didn't you mention that before?
I knew you would choose to enter the castle instead of staying in the village. And we needed warriors. I'm sorry if I... Maker's breath.
What's going on here? Who's that?
Tigan, thank the Maker you yet live.
Isolde.
Oh, it's Isolde.
You're alive. How did you... What has happened?
I do not have much time to explain. I slipped away from the castle as soon as I saw the battle was over, and I must return quickly. And I need you to return with me, Tigan. Alone.
We need more of an explanation than that.
What? Who is this man, Tigan?
You remember me, Lady Isolde, don't you?
Alistair. Of all the... Why are you here?
They are Grey Wardens, Isolde. I owe them my life.
Pardon me, I would exchange pleasantries, but... Considering the circumstances...
Please, Lady Isolde, we had no idea anyone was even alive within the castle. We must have some answers.
I know you need more of an explanation, but I don't know what is safe to tell. Tigan, there is a terrible evil within the castle. The dead waken and haunt the living. The maid responsible was caught, but still it continues. And I think Connor is going mad. We have survived, but he won't flee the castle. He has seen so much death. You must help him, Tigan. You are his uncle. You could reason with him. I do not know what else to do.
What about our Eamon? Is he still alive?
He is. He is being kept alive so far, thank the Maker.
Kept alive? Kept alive by what?
Something the mage unleashed. So far it allows Eamon, Connor, and myself to live. The others were not so fortunate. It killed so many, and turned their bodies into walking nightmares. Once it was done with the castle, it struck the village. It wants us to live, but I do not know why. It allowed me to come for you, Tigan, because I begged, because I said Connor needed help.
Do you think this evil could be some kind of demon?
I do not know. Oh, Maker's mercy. Could it truly be a demon? I can't let it hurt my Connor. You must come back with me, Tigan. Please.
Tell me about this mage you mentioned.
He is an infiltrator, I think. One of the castle staff. We discovered he was poisoning my husband. That is why Eamon fell ill.
Eamon was poisoned?
He claims an agent of Terran Logain's hired him.
Oh.
He may be lying, however. I cannot say.
Why do I get the feeling you aren't telling us everything?
I beg your pardon? That's a rather impertinent accusation.
But probably accurate. None of it's true.
An evil I cannot fathom holds my son and the husband hostage. I came for help. What more do you want from me?
The truth.
I do not have much time. What if it thinks I'm betraying it? It could kill Connor. Please come back with me. Must I beg?
So why must Tegan go alone?
For Connor's sake. I promised I would return quickly and only with Tegan. Tegan, I know you could order your men to follow me when I return to the castle. I beg you not to. For Connor's sake.
Okay, we need to decide what to do here.
The king is dead, and we need my brother now more than ever. I will return to the castle with you, Isolde.
Thank the Maker. Bless you, Tegan. Bless you.
You're going to get yourself killed.
I cannot let Isolde return alone. Perhaps I can help Connor or Eamon. Perhaps this is really a trap, but this is my family. I must try. I have no illusions dealing with this evil alone. You, on the other hand, have proven quite formidable. Isolde, can you excuse us for a moment? We must confer in private before I return to the castle with you.
Please do not take too long. I will be by the bridge.
Oh, he probably will go with her and we will go sneak in through the secret entrance.
Here's what I propose. I go in with Isolde and you enter the castle using the secret passage. My signet ring unlocks the door. Perhaps I will distract whatever evil is inside and increase your chances of getting in unnoticed. What do you say?
Yeah, what exactly am I supposed to do in there?
I wish I knew. I don't know any more about this evil force than Isolde seems to. Sir Perth and his men can watch for danger at the castle entrance. If you can open the gates from within, they can move in and help you. I don't think there's anyone else who can help you. If you choose not to go, then it's up to me to do what I can. Here is my signet ring. It will open the lock on the door in the mill. Whatever you do, Eamon is the priority here. If you have to, just get him out of there. Isolde, me, and anyone else, we are expendable.
Okay. Of course you are expendable. We must end this evil no matter what.
Greater evils have been loosed on the world, but I will not argue with you.
So we are just going to send him with that woman? It seems so dangerous.
It is
but I
pretty
can
dangerous.
delay no longer. Allow me to bid you farewell. And good luck.
Okay. I guess. Can we talk to Sir Perth?
Bantegan informed me that he would like us to wait at the castle gate, should you get the opportunity to open it. I would prefer to enter the castle with you, but he is right. Someone must remain to guard Redcliffe and bring word to the king should our plan go awry. At any rate, I will go to the gates now. May you remain in the Maker's sight, my friend.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Well, I guess we don't have much of a choice, really. I mean, if we want all Eamon's support, but it does not sound good the way she phrased it, and Isolde is clearly hiding something here, right? So, we'll see. That is the secret passage, but this secret passage we will enter next time. A little bit of a transitioning episode today, catching up with the things we couldn't catch up the last episodes, but we will enter Redcliffe Castle tomorrow and see what awaits us there, what horrors will be there, and we will see if we can save all Eamon, maybe the little boy Connor, Isolde, and Bantegan as well, but maybe not. We'll see. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Maybe consider subscribing to the channel as well. That helps me out a bunch and will bring you more content in the future. I will be back with more Dragon Age Origins tomorrow. Until then, have a great time.